it's Lee from ColouringQueen.net, and I've got a very large book today. It's called The Magic of Lines. It's a Chinese colouring book and it's 216 pages. And on the cover we've got what looks like Alice in Wonderland to me, but everything does, doesn't it? So here it is up against Secret Garden. You can see how thick it is. Now this is a drawing and illustration book, meaning you can learn to draw the pictures in the book and there are pictures to colour as well. Now it is a thick book. It has a textured card cover on it that folds out, which is cream, and inside we have the inner cover that's a laminated card. And the front and back, as well as that inner cover, if you can penetrate the laminate, are colorable. Now I've had this book for a number of years, and the reason that you haven't seen it is because when it turned up I didn't really like it that much. So like a lot of things, I set it aside like a fine wine to see if when it matured I would like it. And the good news is I don't know why I left it on the shelf for so long. Anyway, here we have this little girl that reminds me so much of Alice. It's a Chinese colouring book. You can use the Scan and Translate app to scan that and see the information on here. It's divided up into sections, and the idea is that you will learn how to draw and paint along with this very amazingly talented artist. Now the line art varies between a dull black and a sketchy look and a very hand-drawn look. Isn't this stunning? So here we are at chapter number 1 of drawing the flowers. Now you can colour that one or you can work out how to do it yourself. Now that's far too much effort for me, so I would be colouring. You might notice a bit of discoloration down the sides. That's the Australian sun on books that I've left on the shelf. There's nothing I can do about that, I'm afraid, but it won't make any difference to enjoying this book. Now I will probably pop some music in here because it's 216 pages, I think I said, and that's a long time to talk through. Aren't these peonies beautiful? I think they're peonies. Excellent, just gorgeous. Look at how it all comes together. And there's some lighter print there. I hope you're seeing it on camera where they're hand sketching things in. Now the paper is quite thin. You could certainly use pencils on it, but it's quite smooth and an off-white colour, so I don't think that you would get many layers on it if you did pencils. And I certainly wouldn't try watercolour because, you know, it really isn't the thickest and sturdiest of papers. But I guess the idea is for you to learn how to draw these beautiful irises and colour them yourselves. Now the book is glue and stitched bound, so there's lovely stitches there. And it's very easy to turn over. It's got like a lay flat binding on it, making it super easy to turn so that you can easily see and follow along with the artwork in here. So she does make it look very easy, but I don't know about that. For me, I think it would be very difficult. I'll just zoom you a bit more. I think these are hydrangeas, I'm not sure. Looks like a cherry blossom. But again, I'm not sure. There's certainly a lot of beautiful artwork to colour in here, but more so is the inspiration on how to draw your own. And now we've got a little chapter on animals. So first up, starting with a little birdie. And look at how that all comes together. Very nice. And look at this bunny. Isn't it adorable? A little detail of the flower in the hair. Beautiful fluffy cat. Look at all that shading. And so, yeah, if you wanted to learn how to draw and you didn't want to follow the step-by-steps, you could scan each page there and work out what it's saying to do. Just remember that those apps aren't 100%, so you might just get the gist of what she's saying. Now, there are other books in this series as well, but as I said, I bought the first book a few years ago, and when the second came out, I hadn't fallen in love with it yet, and that often happens with me. If you're new to this channel, it's something that happens with me quite regularly. I buy books, I put them aside because I'm not 100% keen on them, and that's because I'm a moody person, and you know, sometimes the mood has got to strike me, and sometimes that takes a long time to strike. But we all get in different moods, I think, of what we feel like colouring. I go through stages of mandalas or people or animals, and you know, then circle back and whatnot. So on my circle back, I've fallen for this book, which is good because when I ordered it, I was really keen on it, and then I don't know, it didn't appeal to me. And at the time, you know, I had a lot of other issues going on, so I think my other issues affected my feelings for the book and giving it a chance. But it is certainly beautiful. I mean, I love the way she's advanced into the simpler things, which seem very hard to me. But now as we progress through the book, we can see how much harder it can get and more complex. And she's very good at doing the facial expressions, this artist, and very good at doing these very detailed clothes and hair. Like, look at the detail on that. Stunning. And look at this, just gorgeous. Yeah, she is just amazing. I don't know how some people are able to get that perspective happening of the way they work out the space of how much the head takes and things like that. But comprehensive chapter 4. Look at this gorgeous picture. Isn't it beautiful? It's like a Thumbelina. I think everything's a fairy tale. I love the way it's all coming together, but I don't know. I could see myself sitting here for 10 years trying to just do the hair or the face. I'll content myself with colouring the finished pictures, I think. There is no way that I have the skill to be able to do that. But I've seen a lot of colourists that have now turned artists and been really inspired by Joanna Basford's book, among other things. Isn't this gorgeous? And other artists, and just watching YouTube videos and whatnot. And they've done some amazing work, you know, just fascinating. I just can't see myself being able to do it, but the good thing is that I don't need to, because there are pictures here that are already finished to colour in as well. Isn't this beautiful? Look at all that detail. And look at how it started just in the rough over there. And then she just builds on it and keeps building, adding more and more detail as she goes. It's just a fascinating process. It's like a comic book. If we flipped through that really fast, we'd see it all come together. And really stunning work. I love how they've just progressively got more and more detailed. Stunning. And look at this one. She's like little Bo Peep without the sheep. I think it's a good title for the book, The Magic of Lines, because as you progress through it, you can see how more magical these lines that she's building up are. Look at this one. It's beautiful. So flowing. And look at this. Isn't that gorgeous? Loads of flowers there to colour. I'm glad she's actually coloured the leaves in. So we've got 2 horizontal images. Now this is that cover art, and it's a very dull black on parts of this. It's very quite faded, and then a solid black up the top. Aren't they stunning? And then our last picture of our Alice lookalike falling down a beautiful rabbit hole. That's what it looks like to me. So there we have it, the magic of lines. You can see how thick it is. It's gorgeous, and it is 216 pages of beautiful illustrations and step-by-step guides, as well as pages for you to colour in yourself. There are more volumes in this series if you want to check them out. And that's it from me. Until next time, stay safe and happy colouring.